Hi, my name is Steve Walker. I'm the owner of Walker Metalsmiths, and I really got started with all this Celtic art, Celtic jewelry stuff when I was about 11 years old. I'm from a Scottish and Irish family. My mom played bagpipes, and back in 1968 my grandmother went to Ireland on a trip, and she brought me back a little book about the Book of Kells that was not this one exactly, but very similar to this. And I immediately got very fascinated with all the spirals and interlaced designs and geometric designs. And then that same summer, we were living in Alfred at the time, I went to a birthday party, and the father of Kevin McRae was William Scotty McRae, and he taught Celtic art, which back in 1968 was very rare. And just a few weeks after that, we made the decision to move to Andover based on the maple trees growing around the house and things like that. But it all kind of added up to me having both the interest and the opportunity to really get into this. So I'm still learning, still trying to accomplish new things with it. And you know, it's not just some art form from the distant past. It's something that we're still using. You know, we're still exploring new possibilities with Celtic art and Celtic metalwork. Back in the 1990s, early 1990s, I had been doing a lot of Celtic work, but on a larger scale. I really wasn't capable of carving the tiny little things like you'd use in a wedding ring. And this is exactly what a lot of people were looking for. So probably for the first 5 or 6 years that I was making Celtic rings, a typical response was, I've been looking for this for years. I had customers that had already imagined what I was making, and they'd never seen it. They'd never seen anyone else make it, but they'd already imagined it. And you know, that's something you really can't plan for. That was just a great blessing for me to have that opportunity. We try to push it to higher quality and greater imagination, and take Celtic design into places that it hasn't really been done before. But we didn't plan on having a store when we first bought this building on Main Street. We bought it for a workshop, and at the time I was going to arts festivals, and I was selling to other stores, and I was just beginning to do mail order through magazines. And that was before the internet was really a factor for sales. And then as we evolved, it got so most of our sales were remote. But also because we were here at 1 Main Street, a lot of people just assumed that they could show up and there would be a store. And we'd get people who maybe drove hundreds of miles to get here, and there's just a workshop and everything's, like this. So we eventually got the front room cleaned out and permanent displays, because by then we were getting several people every day. So as that happened, we started developing the actual store. And it's become a destination too. We get people who do come quite a distance. We've had people come from Canada. We've had people come from Ireland. So it's, but the way it's worked, we wound up needing a bigger space, so we bought the store across the street. When you deal with us, you're not dealing with some .com giant. You're dealing with a small town company, family-run group of people, craftsmen, and people who are taking your order very seriously and personally. People wear jewelry for very emotional reasons, and if we can deal with symbols, we can supply symbols that express those emotions. That's what we try to do is do a very honest and authentic version of our heritage in a way that is is dignified, and it's well designed, and it shows respect for the past and also hope for the future. And this has been something that's an ongoing process. I'm 61 years old now. I've been doing this now for 50 years, and it's been a great ride, and it's one that continues.